Good morning. It is Cassie from Fade In, Fade Out LLC. It is time for a morning tarot reading. I'm going to get started here and I am going to pull an enchanted map or enchanted maps, oracle cards, plural, depending on what pops out here. And we're going to see how that starts out our spread. I'll place it at the top. And then I will move into the tarot spread itself. And then after that, I will pull a guidance card or guidance cards to solidify the message or add anything to the reading that didn't come through in the reading. These readings are for myself. I read for myself every single day. I've been doing it for over a month now, and I've been finding some really helpful, useful information on this tarot journey, and it's part of my journey. I've decided to share these messages. I'm picking and choosing which ones to share, mostly because not all of them feel like they might be relevant for anyone else, but definitely really been doing this every day for myself, and I feel myself growing, changing, evolving, which is the messages that I've been getting in these cards as well. So we're going to see what comes through today. I was on about a week-long binge of using my Wildwood Tarot because I had just found it, and I was really feeling connected to that deck, or I should say I still am, but I decided to change it up here the last couple days. Yesterday I ended up doing not a new spread, but a spread that I haven't done in quite some time, and so that gave me an interesting new perspective. So we'll see what comes through today on in terms of changing things up and getting new perspectives. All right, I had one pop out. It says flying. There's like a sort of rainbow unicorn here flying above a labyrinth, which is really cool. And there's a hummingbird, and there's bubbles. There's a lot of really light energy in this card, number 20. All right, we're gonna move into the tarot reading itself and see what comes through for cards for that. I spilled my tea a little bit ago, so I'm like wiping up my water. Not all of it. I still have plenty left, but all right. Once again, only messages for the highest good are welcome in this time and space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is also one of my favorite decks. This is the Steampunk Tarot, and I want to say this is the one I have worked with probably the most in my tarot reading time. I spent a lot of time with this deck, but I didn't really super fully connect with it until a few months ago, really. But I've had it for years, and I've read the meanings of all these cards many times. So. But, you know, when I read, I sometimes find new or different meanings depending on what else has popped out next to it and all of that kind of stuff. So it's been interesting using this deck with this new perspective that I'm gaining. So. Ooh, interesting. I'm gonna still water in my way. We're gonna move this over a little bit so that I can. Okay. Okay. It's interesting because yesterday I think I talked a little bit about how I got the message in a journey about the law of polarity. And I'm seeing it here in this reading as well, like polar opposites. So, interesting cards here today. So we start out the spread with this is the Nine of Wands. And the first thing that came through when I saw this was the words time machine. In terms of like bank account time machine, like ATM time machine, that's what popped into my head. And I think it's symbolic because this card represents the accumulation of energy. This is the accumulation of energy, and he's waiting to withdraw. He's waiting to withdraw. He has built up, pent up all of this energy, and he's waiting to withdraw this energy. It's like something's about to give, something's about to happen. He's starting to get restless. Or the machine here, you know, we've got these fiery torches and he's got his eye on something specific, and he's just kind of in this pause right before things happen. Now the card after this, the Ten of Wands, immediately afterwards comes with a letting go of this energy. There's been like this accumulation of energy, and it's time to withdraw. And I don't know if withdraw currently in the present moment, I'm not sure if withdraw means withdraw as in back away, or withdraw as in pull out of. I guess the message would be the same either way. You know, I'm thinking in terms of a bank account at the time machine where you withdraw your money and then you have money to spend, so to say, or like energy reserves. There's energy on reserve here, and he's like waiting for the right moment. And he's about ready to withdraw that energy. So either he's about ready to really expend that energy, or he's been putting so much energy in that he's pulling back and withdrawing from. It could go either way in this card, but that's what's coming through with this one. Very interesting to start off with. I haven't ever gotten quite that message with this card before. Okay, and then we move down into the next row. We've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and we've got the Tower. So when I look at this, it immediately makes sense to me. It's withdrawing from putting so much energy into and stepping away from putting so much energy into this machine, this construct. The construct is the Tower. Now, this is the thing that we've built. There is a stepping away from putting so much time, energy, and resources into this construct, into anything. You put so much of yourself into something else outside of yourself, and then you're not left with enough for yourself. This is changing. This is a huge change. This is a shaking up of ideals of your construct that you've built here. You've put so much time, energy, resources, energy especially, but you're stepping away from that because this is in reverse. So there's been this careful, constant putting into, this constant depositing of energy into something external. And that is coming, it is like crashing all down. And it's not necessarily, and I know this personally, it's not a crashing down in terms of like a negative thing. And it's not a crashing down of anything really tangible necessarily. It's more of an ideology that's crashing away, that's falling away. Because this energetic bank account that we withdraw and deposit into, there's been so much put into something other than the self. There's been so much energy put into something that wasn't stable. And this is a mindset. It is a mindset. It is an internal thing that has received so much time and energy and resources. But this is changing. It has changed, even as maybe what's coming through here is that this has changed. And now we're going to move down into the next row. So we've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And then next to that, we've got the Ace of Cups. So when I was talking about polarity, this is polarity. We've got the Ace of Cups here, which is an openness. This fountain is always full, but it can always give as well. It's a continuous flow, like a continuous loop of energy in and out. Continuous flow. Grace is coming through here. There's these lily pads. There's just so much growth and abundance that can come from allowing things to flow naturally instead of trying to control them, which I think is coming through in these previous cards. Now we've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And what's coming through with these two cards really is almost a letting go of the external circumstances entirely. No matter how you look at it, it could feel like something is lacking, like you're missing out on something, like something isn't providing for you, because you are looking externally. There's also a feeling fulfilled, feeling able to provide for the self and others, feeling very proud of what's been built. And both of these things, it's like they're in reverse because there's this. Why would you be in either one of these energies when you can have this? It's like such a simple shift in thinking, but yet it's so difficult to let go of those external circumstances and really just focus on being and just breathing and tapping into this infinite well of openness. When you're continuously looking at your circumstances from a place of fear, you are continuously attracting more fearful situations to yourself. If instead you are looking at your situation from a perspective of calm, careful mastery, nothing can shake you up. So this can happen. This can be happening. This change can be happening outside of you, but you always have this to tap into at any given moment. And so why focus so heavily on the external circumstances when, in fact, you can just be and you can live in that? Because that's the only sure thing you have is what's in your heart and inside of yourself. Everything else outside of you is temporary. So this infinite well of emotional fulfillment is available. It's here. And there's like this major change and shift in thinking from focusing so much on the external circumstances and really instead looking within and balancing that inner structure instead. The next row is a little heavier here in terms of energy, I feel like. So we've got, and it's more polarity. It's the Four of Cups. So this is a very unhappy individual. He's missing the boat here. If we look at this card, he's looking at these three cups in front of him, but he's not noticing this beautiful cup on the shelf behind him, which is the one that has all of the unlimited possibilities. This cup actually somewhat resembles this cup here. If he would only just look at this cup instead of these cups, how much better off would he be? So, letting go of what appears to be, it appears that things are falling away because of the Tower. It appears that there is this really, these three cards in reverse is so interesting to me. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles all in reverse. This is a lot of time energy and resources spent, exhausted, and being let go of. There's been this building of something, there's been this putting so much into, and there's also been feeling this, I've been feeling this lack of structure, stability, and support. Because the structure, stability, and support doesn't come from the external circumstances. The security, stability, and support comes from the internal environment. So this whole mindset of, well, I need to go do this to try to make myself feel more safe, secure, and stable. I need to go over here and do this. There's been all of this energy put into this construct of my time, energy, and resources need to be spent externally in order to make myself feel secure, safe, and stable. That mindset is shifting, and we're shifting to this. Okay, so he is going to shift his focus. The other cards that comes through here, we've got the Justice in reverse. There is the Six of Swords and the Ace of Wands. I feel that there's an acknowledgement here that we don't have to do so much. This doesn't require physical energy. This requires mental energy. We've got the Six of Swords here, taking flight with a new perspective. This does not require physical energy at this time. However, following that spark within does make a difference. But right now we've got the heat of the air balloon to go with, to drive us along. And if we just float, if we just allow ourselves to float, things happen much more quickly, I think. And so there's a looking away. There's been this, there has been a significant imbalance in the way in which we interact with our environment. And the imbalance is a polarity. There's either putting all of your time, energy, and resources into external circumstances to find safety, security, and stability, or there is putting all of your time, energy, and resources internally to find safety, security, and stability. And I think what's coming through here and what needs to happen is that we don't need to be on either end of the scale, because then we tip the scales. There needs to be an equal balance of. And now previously the energetic exchange has been very, very one-sided, where all of the energy, it should be the upper portion. No, this is being weighed down. All of the time, energy, and resources has been being put into external circumstances in order to try to shift the way in which we feel safe, secure, and stable. And there's been no internal work, hardly any whatsoever. That's the trend that's coming to an end. There's a realization that, we can put time, energy, and resources into ourselves, and we can find safety, security, and stability within ourselves. But now, how do we balance those two out so that we have a symbiotic relationship between these two extremes, between these two polarities, so that we can just have this continuous in and out flow of emotional abundance, of abundance in general. We don't have to spend all this energy. We don't have to do so much. We can just float along and take advantage of this new perspective. And we don't have to do so much all the time. We can just be open to this flow. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read the flying card and see what that has to say. That was an interesting one. Definitely a message I am not used to getting from these cards. I'm very excited about it. All right, flying. If you were a bird flying high in the air, what would you see? When you soar above life's challenges and opportunities, a new perspective becomes available. Today, you have invisible wings that allow you to swiftly bring your circumstances into alignment with your highest purpose. This is a sign that your waiting is over, that all of your hard work has paid off, and the things you hoped for are no longer beyond your scope. You have the ability to reach for the stars and find one with your name on it. Spread your wings and soar. The angels are waiting for you. Well, that makes sense. That goes hand in hand with the messages here. I mean, we had this card pop up, floating along, flying, taking flight with a new perspective, and getting away from all of this heavy energy that's been going on. All right, I'd like to ask for any further messages that need to come through in this time and space. Only for the highest good, harming none. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything else that will tie this message together, or anything different that I need to hear in this time and space so that I may move forward on my journey with grace? Excuse me. We had one pop out, it looks like. The Void Stasis. I've seen this card a few times. This is a time when you may not be able to make your intentions felt, or the changes you wanted to make are being put on hold. There is a hold on useful activity, but at the same time, this hold or void is a time to ponder, create, get things lined up for when energy becomes available for you again. That's why this is in reverse. You don't have to do so much right now. You can be at a starting point now because this mindset has shifted. Have faith, as this is not the end or continual darkness. It is the darkest before the dawn. It is undiluted potential. This time is very useful for meditation, reading, and learning, so use it wisely. Many times life will do this for you, as it is insisting that you take the time necessary to rest, learn, and grow. Most of all, create and rejuvenate. Yes, I see that here too, with stopping with putting so much time, energy, and resources outward, and really, I think the balance comes because it was so tipped. The scales are showing up as so tipped, so unbalanced, because that's in reverse. So there's more time needed in putting this time, energy, and resources into the self to really balance this out. Because there's been such a long time from which I've been putting my time, energy, resources into these external circumstances in order to find safety, security, and stability, and that's not working for me. It hasn't been working for me, and so there's this shift in thinking, and I'm very well aware of this, but I think what's coming through here is to not expect things to happen so quickly. This crumbling away from maybe just was quick, but now the rebuilding takes time. A building can fall down in a matter of minutes, but it can take years to build it, literally. So I think this reading was really helpful for me, because it really gives me the visual of exactly what's going on inside of me and around me, where I can feel the changes within myself, and I can see the changes in my external environment. and there's like trying to stay in this place of just calmness and observing all of this, but also things do feel kind of slow right now in terms of sparks, I guess you could say. There's not a lot of like sparks and quick, action, and it's like almost like I'm being told to conserve my energy because this time will come in which I need to expend all of this energy again. But then I need to remember to put some back into my own bank account as well. So I've been in this process of doing this internal work and doing these readings and more. I've been doing journeys and I've been journaling and all of that. And the message that's coming through is to step away from the life that is going on around me, to not be so heavily invested in it, and instead just flow and fly, have flight with observing this and really figuring out how to balance out the energetic exchange of time, energy, and resources, and learning how to get into this place where this continuous flow can happen, where it's not being disrupted all the time. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.